Welcome to the Mystic Syndicate's A Princess of Celene, a Dungeons & Dragons custom content podcast.
So we are live, so this is a good thing. Everybody, welcome back to the Mystic Syndicate. I am Brian, your Dungeon Master, and tonight we are starting episode 36, I believe so. So, episode 36 of A Princess of Celene. So, welcome everyone. If you're new here, make sure to go back and listen to everything from episode 1 and 2. Try to catch back up if you can. I know it's kind of 36 episodes can be kind of daunting, but the best part about it is you don't have to watch the videos, even though the videos are a lot more fun than the podcast, but the podcast does exist. So make sure to head over to iTunes and look up the Mystic Syndicate, and you will see all of our, I think at least the first 14 episodes of the podcast are up. 15th will come out on Saturday, and then the following Saturday, 16th, will be up. So, little by little, I'm converting them. So, welcome back, everybody. I'm glad to hear that everybody has their backup characters ready, just in case calamity should strike. I mean,
I'm going commando. I don't have one. I trust Fortubo and more. Okay.
I understand where you would, maybe put your faith in that, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. We'll see.
Who pissed me off the most? Who can I get rid of? What you asked for, though. I mean, I like what comes into place.
Well, apparently it's Greyhawk's most hated wizard.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty, so but before we get started, we'll go ahead and give some thanks out to the folks who give us the virtual tabletop we have, which is Roll20. So make sure to check out Roll20 if you're looking to get into online tabletop gaming. That is probably one of the finer virtual tabletops. There are a lot out there, but we use Roll20. And of course, for our character creation and encounter generation, we have D&D Beyond. And I'll leave that at that. Wizards of the Coast.
Well, actually, they have a new president. I put a challenge out to him today. I said, is he going to save D&D or block me first? And that's getting a lot of traffic. People are like, yeah. Because I found out today that Kyle Brink has blocked my new account so I can use my coffee cup again.
Nice. Well, that's good. Yeah, for those people who are interested, yes. Ed is our resident
bully.
Bully? Is that what it is? I was thinking Dungeons and Dragons champion standing up for.
He bullied the man out of a job. Shit stirrer.
I can't help it that little bitch couldn't stand up and had to block his tweets and had to hide from everybody after saying some racist shit. So he can suck a dick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're
Don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
I was holding back. I didn't want Stephanie to yell at me again.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we definitely don't want that to happen. I don't want to cause no chaos.
Yeah. Yes. Need some chaos.
All right.
I bring the chaos.
So, Ed, which armored division are you wearing this evening?
This is 1st Armor Division.
Cool. Okay.
Russ and Albie and I both in 1st Armor Division.
Yeah. That's cool. I was in 2nd, so, you know.
Fuck you. Patton was a punk.
I know the first 3 characters that are probably going to die.
Yeah.
What kind of cook is going to become fried chicken?
All right. So before we get started, let's start off with introductions. Starting up there with Melinda. Of course, her mouth is full of food. I always catch her right when she takes a bite of food. No. I'm about as bad as a waiter at like a Waffle House or something. You got a mouthful of food. So, oh, how's your food? Is it good? You know, and they're like,
Paper towel over there.
What did you do?
A waiter at a Waffle House. A DM, that's a great analogy for what a DM is. He's like a waiter at a Waffle House, directing fights. And
that's actually really good. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. But
finding treasure under the table.
Yeah. Where it was dropped after a fight, loot on the ground. I love it.
Always there on the holidays and those stormy days, through the hurricanes.
Yeah.
Serving mystery meat.
House is shut down.
Okay.
All right, let it go.
You guys introduced me for me. Thank you. Now, Melinda, I play Grenna Babbleboots, a Gnome Ranger with her companion Bubbles the Lord. Oh, be quiet, little man.
I know a gnome when I see one.
Right. I'm Mike. I'm playing Kiffi Blackhammer, a Dwarven Cleric of Fortubo.
Hello, I'm Pav. I play Kelex Zelenen, a Paladin of Heironious.
I'm Russ. I play Járngrímur töframaður Halldórsson. Say that 5 times fast. A human fire mage.
I'm Ed, and I am playing Sir Tomas Waverly. Or in the event that I break out my secondary character, thanks to the poll on Twitter, I will be playing Abra Cadaver, the Arakakra Necromancer.
An undead bird.
He's an ex-parrot.
Isn't there a Scandinavian meal out of a bird that's been buried for about a year? What is that? I'm going to have to look that up.
I think
That's shark.
Yeah, it sounds like Carl. Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I am Timble. I am an artist that got thrown into this bunch. And I started out as a humble artist, and now I'm the Chancellor of Bissell.
You're doing a fine job at it, though. You really are. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're always there.
Okay, so the last time that we all were together, which fortunately was last week. That's right, folks. We're the D&D group that actually meets more than once a month. So I'm really pleased about that personally. So the last time that we were all together, you all had fought your way past 2 iron golems that were lying in wait and guarding the lair of Aryivistarax. Fortunately, for you were able to overcome those foes, and by doing so, you were able to find Kelex. Actually, Kelex came to aid you in your fight, and on top of that, we had an interesting conversation between Kelex and Aryivistarax. So if you Of course, our players are not supposed to know anything about this meeting, except Kelex, of course. So we're going to have Kelex kind of inform his friends of what had transpired between Aryivistarax and himself. And so,
okay,
you guys.
So after the, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So you guys are actually right now standing in that cavern area where you defeated the golems. And go, Kelex.
Sorry, I was taking a drink. So, once the battle ends, a sigh of relief, and I look at everybody. Well, my friends, it's good to see you. I hadn't expected you, and I kind of grasp each shoulders and give them a bit of a shake and and friendship and stuff like that. I didn't expect you to arrive soon, and you can also notice that he's also looking around. Looking for somebody, obviously. How are those in Instead?
They're in Instead. They're pretty much
muted.
And it's muted.
Because if I don't, I will just run my mouth. We all know this. I mean,
Is
you
there a
guys,
way we can mute Ed?
it's only local. No, they sent us post haste to rescue you. We brought a griffin for you.
Well, it is definitely good to see you. Good to see you all. I would say some things have happened since I was taken away. Come, follow me. So as we're walking along down the corridor, I'm going to explain to them. What's that?
Nice to know you're dead.
Yes, I am very lucky and relieved to
You don't look
not
so bad.
eat someone's snack.
You don't look so bad for being gnawed on.
True. So come and follow me, and I'll tell you what has transpired since I left. So the dragon brought me here for the reasons I guess she really wanted to talk.
Okay, Ollie.
No, it's not.
No.
We had a discussion in regards to the events that happened in Bissell and Celene, and I believe she truly regrets her decisions. I nod to Yarn, and you were correct. The reason and that she was doing these things because of Ket having one of her eggs. They destroyed the other two, but she has asked that we go save her other egg. And as we get closer to the entrance of the area, the lair, I guess, she's offered this, and I kind of introduced the lair.
Okay. So yeah,
I guess. Go ahead. Sorry.
As he sweeps his arm out, you can see that there is just a gigantic dragon horde of gold here. Sitting amongst that is pieces of armor, weapons. There's goblets, jewelry, just an abundance of items and things. And nestled in between all of this are 2 shattered dragon eggs.
And so if we do rescue her remaining egg, this horde will be Bissell's and Celene's. I had agreed to terms. I hadn't expected you to arrive so early. Unfortunately, we think we have a large task on our hand because she believes that the egg is with, what was his name?
Lothar.
Yeah, the barbarian Lord Zothar, somewhere in Ket.
Do we know where in Ket?
No.
I'm sure if she knew, it would no longer exist. The place that it is, not the egg.
And she actually did suggest something, and I kind of looked at Grenna and Timble, possibly finding one of a Ket commander maybe a relative that might know more.
And where would we find that Ket commander or relative? Oh, Grenna. Relative.
Not that relative, out of character. But maybe someone who will, possibly give us a better idea where this lord is keeping this egg. And she has offered her hospitality here, so I do ask that we don't touch anything until she returns.
Tomas looks over at Timble and says, when eggs are cut open, there's a little bit of that little membrane. You get a little liquid underneath there. Isn't that what they make tempura out of? For tempera paints? Is egg?
I'm not there.
Oh. Oh, great.
Okay, so
A while ago, I rolled my stealth check to get out. When I saw the horde, I excused myself.
Well, it's nice that you let the dungeon master know. Very kind.
Usually you check those things, but I was going to let him talk until they really started talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you look around and realize, oh, hey, Temple's missing. How did that happen?
Well,
They're
that's
not
a dangerous.
good at keeping up with the little people, are they?
It's a dangerous game, Al, but we could have gone 2 hours without talking to you.
Yep. And
that was his plan.
It would be rather full.
Okay, so it sounds like we got to go into Ket. Is at least the base of the problem right now, correct, Brian?
Well, until you get more information on exactly where a source of information where the egg might be at, you're kind of sort of in the middle of just waiting for info, unless you go looking for information.
Okay. Well, I would like to look for 3 specific things in the Dragon Horde.
Okay.
I would like to look for any armor or weaponry that looks Bakloonish. So like scimitars and stuff like that. So that looks Bakloonish. Some type of ornate chest and any gold bars that may be in there.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find those items pretty easily after digging around. You were able to find some armor that would match that. A chest that at this point in time only has some gold coins in it and things, but there are bars around. You find about 8 of them.
How many suits of armor? Just one? That's Bakloonish?
Yeah, you find 2 sets of Bakloonish armor and 3 scimitars.
So I'm going to scoop some of the gold in and then place the bars on top. I'm not really counting. Basically, guys, what I'm doing is if we got to go into Ket, I would suggest that we disguise ourselves as Ketish ambassadors. We have Timble write up some flag orders that allow us to move across the country, and we move that way because we'll spend her money. We'll just be spending her money and say we're bringing something to the Lords of Ket to get us into Ket. That allows us to move around, gives us some disguises. I have disguised self, so we only have to hide 2 people of being not Ketish. I would probably go. I forget what the country is.
Because you don't think we would stand out any at all, given all the things that we have done in the stories that have been told about us.
No, I don't think so. I mean, so we go. Well, if we came from the direction of Tujmit, which is just north of Ket, then that could drag us right into Loplala, which is the capital of Ket. And we don't have to cross their entire country. We only have to cross portion of it. And we can, as far as the gnomes, well, we can put chains on them and say they're slaves or something like that.
But how you fine?
So is one, if you're going over to the Horde, you're gonna find me. I was looking for a new rapier. Digging around looking for a rapier.
Okay.
My friends, please, I understand this is something unbelievable to behold.
We're going to go do this. We're going to go do it.
I understand that. Let's at least wait until the dragon is here.
If we win,
and
the stuff we're getting is already ours.
Yeah, and just as you're saying this, Kelex.
I'm going to go get my cannon back.
So, as Grenna, as you turn to head back down the hallway there, the cavern, you almost bump into a relatively tall woman. She has it looks like to be brass armor on. She has, you think it's some sort of like a brass crown or horns, but it looks as though it's actually a part of her. Her eyes are green and the pupils are slit like those of a cat, and you come up short as she stares down at you, and she just looks. And a smile creeps upon her face. And she says, the dragon is here. And she just steps past you, Grenna, as you're kind of like, uh-oh. So from at this point in time, you kind of realize, and Kelex, you noticed this before, she probably easily stands about 6.5 feet tall. She's a really tall woman. She walks in. She's very graceful, and as she walks up to you all and says, "So, Sir Kelex, I believe these are your friends."
Indeed, and I introduce each one to her.
Said, "So they have come to save you from me?" As she kind of chuckles a little bit.
Yes, they have.
She says, "I kind of figured they would be here quickly." Well, fortunately,
I have explained everything to them. Do you have the object that I asked about?
I actually do have the object that you seek. It took a little time to find it in one of the other hordes that I have, but I do indeed have it. And so she reaches into her robes and pulls it forth and hands it to you.
I take it. I said, and it seems we may already be developing a plan. I kind of look over to Sir Tomas.
And she says, "And what is your plan?"
Timble will pop up over one of the piles of gold and go, "Hi."
She just takes a notice of you. Just says, "Well, hello to you too. I was wondering, as I was counting, I did not see your 6th member, but there you are. So, your plan."
Tomas is having a bit of a crisis here.
Was that not a character you were telling us there, Ed?
No,
earlier?
It wasn't.
Okay.
No, I was telling you guys it, but when Tomas sees the dragon, and it's made clear that that's who it is, he starts to pull his sword.
As she asked
about the 6th.
Yeah, her head just swiftly turns to you, Kelex, and she says,
and I intercede between them two.
She takes a step back and she says, I understand that the way that we met previously may have been shocking to you. And so, good sir,
you killed my squire.
And see,
yes.
Kelex wouldn't have known that because he was busy fighting the dragon and being carried away. I was like,
no.
Basically grabbed
surely,
you know.
I'm going to move up behind Sir Tomas.
I'm going to get backstabbed by my own party.
Next thing you know, you just feel it. Like, yeah. And she says, yes, and I am deeply sorry for that. I was quite surprised that you all would launch such an assault. And of course, unfortunately, there are spies within the city of Instead that report back to those who have been pulling my strings if I did not put on a good show. Then, as Kelex explained to you, what would happen to the last brass dragon on this planet.
Well, I respect you, milady, and I also respect Sir Kelex, and he has vouched for us and accepted this quest on our behalf. I'm going to make it succeed, but when this is over, there will be a reckoning.
I understand that.
I said that. I rolled a 3 on a wisdom save.
She said, so it will be one-on-one combat between you and myself? Is that the reckoning you seek?
No.
My money's on the dragon.
I reckon.
She just sort of smiles at that and says, I know that there will definitely come a time. I understand that. And so, your plan?
Well, as I was gathering equipment here, if we can get a location, I suggest that we pull my map real quick so I get the names right. We possibly, because I suspect your child is in Ket, and if we come in from the Tujmet direction, we can pose as ambassadors of Tujmet by utilizing the Bakloonish armor and weaponry you have here, bringing negotiations and treasure to the Kingdom of Ket, and that'll allow us to move to the country a little bit easier versus dropping in and trying to get out. Allow us to move about, gather information, and be behind the scenes a little bit more than what a normal person from Bissell would be, or from other regions of the realm.
Interesting. It's not a bad plan. I really do like it. It makes sense. But first, you'll have to know exactly where the egg is located. That is going to be the tricky part.
We don't need to know exactly.
We may actually have a means. Do we not have an object, a piece of treasure that can locate an object? The weather vane.
I think that treasure, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think that's fairly short range, though.
Well, how short range do we know? Actually, anybody know the spell locate object?
Well out of range. I mean, we're talking about where we're at. We would have to fly or somehow transport across Ket.
I'm not saying once we get there.
It's yards. It's not like
yards. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's short. But there might be. I don't know. I'm not a spellcaster. I don't know what scrying levels of it.
Kiffi, do you have any divination?
Not at the moment.
Roll them bones, boy.
No.
What divination do you have available to you?
Well, let me just have a little flip through the spell book here and see what we got.
Yeah.
Is there not a way that she could get us closer?
Unfortunately,
so the locate object is 1,000 feet.
If you have that spell.
Well, I could commune with Fortubo and ask him. Let you ask up to 3 questions.
My lady,
Can you
could we?
Can you imagine Fortubo? Can you imagine Fortubo getting that question? I'm looking for a dragon egg. What the heck are you going to do with a dragon?
Great
Oh, I think he's paying attention.
It's a nice dragon, though.
So
My lady, could we actually take one of the dragon shells? That might help us be able to use that as a means of locating the other egg.
like a focus.
Yeah,
I like the idea of communing with Fortubo, but
Well, I mean that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Ryan, is that your way of saying, well, you can certainly try?
and then on top of that,
I don't want to steal Matt Mercer's lines.
why? That's all he does is rip everybody else's stuff off too. So, but the other piece of the plan is we can have our artist friend create artist representations of these documents that allow us to travel around the country.
And therein lies my question. We have a hoard here. Now, a hoard, of course, is about value and things. Might you have tomes and maybe people have written you? Maybe you've taken out some of these people and destroyed some of the more evil individuals in the world and come home with, well, some of their writings and things like that. Basically, I'm saying, where's the books, babe?
Got a bunch of Harlequin novels, Bacloonish Harlequin novels, and
she says, usually up until the time that the cat arrived here to destroy my children and steal my last child, most of the time I was. I definitely did those sort of things. Didn't usually collect a lot of books. Books burn very well, so do scrolls. And I have employed that as my my means of usual destruction. But unfortunately, I don't have anything here that I think would fit that desire. But so sorry.
Sir Tomas, we may have to actually enter to submit and find some documents before we can create some documents.
is that what you have to do? You have to have a source to copy off of?
I would sure like to have one to know what they look like. I mean, I could just draw up some stuff and, throw some stamps on it and make it look, spiffy, but I need to use, their nomenclature, basically how and, break down exactly the means by which they ensure that they're getting something that is valid. I got to know all those little things.
Aryivistarax says, so if you're looking for samples of their documents, I may have a source for those, actually. They're
Sweet,
not. Unfortunately, they're not here. You would have to go to Greyhawk itself. For in Greyhawk, there are numerous embassies to different countries throughout the Flanness. And if there is a way that you can gain access to embassy, you would be easily able to obtain the documentation that you seek.
One step forward, 100 leagues back.
We might as well buy a house in Greyhawk.
As long as you can build some portal room and get us back and forth wherever we need to go.
Not yet.
We have griffins.
Yeah, but I think in all likelihood, we could just fly over the mountains, and there's going to be a little breaking and entering of places and see what we can get. So
I
that we
think
can come up.
breaking is the right word. I would think it would be explore and retrieve.
My concern is that with some of us around, it turns into an assault, and I'm not really ready to burn and pillage.
Do we go into one of the outlying cities and maybe get something like you suggested?
Well, that was my thought. If we look on our maps, okay.
More like a guard post.
Well, real quick, Brian, I was interpreting as I was coming up with this plan, and I'm probably on mute again, aren't I?
Nope, you're good.
Nope. I envisioned the country of Tujmet is kind of like, it's like an Arabic nation, and it's like camels and trade routes and things like that. Is that kind of, as you're coming into Ket from that direction? Is that kind of how you see it too?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
So
if we
that's
go-
the case. We could
go
possibly
across.
take out a trade caravan.
From here, we're in what is that, Mount Perrin. If we go straight west, there is a valley into what is the Sheikdom of Din that is not far from the northern border of Tusmet, and we can go that kind of way. Or we can head a little further south and maybe enter through one of these river valleys into Tusmet. But I'm sure at some point along the way we can find constabulary, a house, buildings that are formal and governmental, and steal ourselves inside and get what we need.
Well, we do have an advantage of flying at night. We find some sultan's little multi-spired keep, land in it, and go there. Nope.
Sure.
We need a long rest.
Yeah, I think that's a given. But while you talk about the long rest, I'm kind of looking at my little sundial and going, what day are we?
20.
How many days till we get to, we're on a countdown.
I think my counter, I'm saying we're on day 22 right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying that our counter got reset, or at least extended.
I know
That's
that
what I was thinking. 'Cause now that
days-
Celene and is joined the fight, does that change things, Brian? At this point,
yes, actually, it does. What that did is it brings it sets the counter back to 0. So you're kind of free and clear at this point in time.
Yeah.
We know this. Can I get that factualized?
You want it notarized, a couple of stamps.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about who to contact. How do I find out? Can I get a hold of our?
watch out, Brian. I think he's looking for a signature for him to.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't give it to him. Don't look, Ethel.
Too late. She already been incensed.
I'm just. I got to make sure I am covering that ball and chain that.
Lost
Damn,
my
I
looking
covered-
ball and chain. No.
Yeah, I think. Well, hell with it. Let's go to Tusmet and.
We'll
Burn
find
it
something.
down.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
That's oddly that's what jumped in my mind. We can. Who is the general that went across the south there, burning and pillaging?
Hannibal.
Sherman, thank you.
Sherman's March to the Sea.
Atlanta needs another dose of Sherman.
There's a lot of that needs that. That's all right. It's up to you guys. I just gotta find my way into a few places, take a look at the documents, possibly get some parchment that is actually theirs, and write something up.
I believe it's a risk worth taking. If we have the sword to help us rebuild, and also
I will say it's a lot less daunting than, say, charging into a dragon's lair. Just
No, we've never done anything that stupid before.
Why
No.
would somebody do that?
I heard about this one group.
Let me ask this. Aryivistarax, is there anything in your horde that might help us be more successful? I mean, you know what you've got here. I'm not looking to pillage. I want to get your egg back, because then I want to be on your back flying into Ket, because I got a big bag of shit here that I got to deliver.
She smiles then. She says, if there is some piece of armor or weapon that you can, feel free to take it. As I had talked with Sir Kelex concerning the horde itself, I offer it to those who have suffered under my hand, which I believe you also have possibly suffered as well. So I do understand, but you may take what you need. Hopefully it will help, but I have nothing. I don't believe I have anything magical here or anything of any great power, except for the riches which litter the floor in front of you.
I believe that'll help. I mean, as Sir Tomas says, we're trying to go in as some wealthy diplomats.
Oh, yeah, an embassy to them.
An emissary, yeah, that'd be.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm going to shut up because I'm thinking about too many things.
So what I would suggest,
looking at it, going right past the actual embassy, is, we have that damn dryad that just humps her leg at all the wrong times.
yeah.
That's no blame to you, Grenna. It's her. Trust me. It's her.
If we long rested, Mike can pick up commune. That can help us. He can think up 3 questions. Get back our spells. We can get some heals down us.
Mm-hmm.
I can detect magic and then identify it if necessary. I mean, even healing potions at this point would be helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what we could be going through as we're resting and Mike's communing, because I think that's a long cast spell, isn't it, Mike?
It's
No, just a
not
minute.
really, but I need a long rest because I'm out of pretty much all my spell slots.
Yeah, and so Aryivistarax had said, well, you may, take your rest here. Nothing will disturb you while you were here. So, and by the way, thank you very much for getting rid of those pesky golems.
Oh, they weren't yours?
No, actually, probably about 300 years ago, there was a wizard that I had crossed, and he put them there to keep, thinking he was going to be keeping me in, but he wasn't that bright. I have my ways. And
well, he must have been a weak wizard. We made light work of him.
You got the
of course, she doesn't doubt what you say because, other than, the blood smears on a few of you.
The fact that we've been folded, spindled, and mutilated.
Some of y'all got punched into the ground.
It wasn't the physical damage it did us. It was that damn breath weapon.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, she's got that too. But I rolled a 23 for a persuasion on that, by the way, Brian.
What are you trying to persuade?
Persuade her we're tougher than we think we are. I'm bravado pissed off at her. Remember? I'm pissed.
I'm bravado pissed off. It sounds like a name for a character. Hi, I'm bravado pissed off.
Don't give him any ideas.
That's his next one of his future characters. Sir Bravado pissed off. Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay, long rest.
Long rest.
Okay, so you all kind of settle in and things of that nature, and get prepared to, and so, like I said, this is a wide cavern area, so you can pretty much put down wherever you kind of need to put down. After a while, though, Aryivistarax has to assume her true form. So after probably about an hour or two after you all are finished with your initial meetup, she excuses herself to a little bit further into the cavern. But everybody, of course, can see her, and she once again transforms into her true form, which is that of Aryivistarax the dragon. As she settles down amongst her horde and starts to slumber as well. Kelex, make sure to check your Roll20 messages. And
Brian, while she's sleeping, I'm gonna kind of glance over at her and do a visual inspection. Do I see any weak spots or loose chinks in her armor or anything?
Wow, give me an investigation check. So there with a magnifying glass.
Oh my
shit.
God! Natural 20. We're back on the game, bitches.
You wasted it on this.
Yeah, he's going to be rolling like these super high stuff for investigations and things, and when it comes down to the real, when the shit hits the fan, he's going to be 1. So, after a couple of cursory glances, remember she's also kind of laying down on her stomach, so you really can't see a lot of the scales underneath. Of course, she is considered a mature, almost an older dragon. This was like her last clutch of eggs, so this was it. So you do see that there is some fraying in the wings. There is some definite wear and tear over the 800 and some years that this dragon has been flying around and doing what dragons do. So there is that. So, but there's not really what you would consider missing. Now, of course, as she gets older and older, eventually, especially dragons that end up becoming more or involved in combat, they will get hurt, especially with other dragons. And a dragon in pain can become quite dangerous. But at this point in time, she still looks like she's holding her own pretty well.
Okay. But no, obvious in, threat areas, that might be a weak spot there or something like that.
No. None that you can detect yet.
With a natural 20.
Well, just because you get a 20, natural 20 doesn't mean you're going to find.
No, I get it. No, I'm like, man, I gave her a real good looking over. I know there's nothing. So
we're going to that microscope.
He's pretty fit. So, Kelex, how long were you in here with her? Do you need to make a nest over here someplace? You going to be some more eggs?
No, very, very humorous, Timble.
I wonder if she and I had if they would be little eggs.
So you're saying she's
I may have to go see her.
Kelex has a DILF girlfriend.
You actually see when you guys are kind of trying to be funny with Kelex, right? You can see that all of a sudden he kind of like. I'm assuming that message was for me, Brian.
That was.
Okay, I just now saw it.
Yeah.
You can see him kind of like focus, kind of like stare off, something like that. And then you can see worry in his eyes. Oh, God. I just received a message from Melda. Sinticha has tried to kill the queen.
Dun 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 dun.
Did she succeed? Is there a mortal wound?
I don't think so. How long do I have before I can return? I'm taking it's just a sending spell, right, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to return. Lady Aryivistarax, I do apologize. It might not be possible for us to go on this task just yet. We have matters possibly in Celene to deal with if everybody's okay with. I'm looking at the group. I mean,
Is the queen still alive?
Okay, I will ask that question. Is the queen still alive?
Okay.
Do we know where Sincha was Sincha captured, or do we know where she's at?
Okay. The answer you get back is no, the queen is still alive, but just barely. Sinticha has not been captured.
I really want to put a lightning bolt up her ass.
So,
hold this way and that.
Aryivistarax raises her head or serpentine neck and looks down and says, I understand you do have loyalties, and I know that my egg, while it is not at the top of your list, I do understand that what you must do. But again, remember that I do I do want sincerely to help you. If you can return to me as fast as you possibly can, or find the information that you seek where my egg might be, that would be wonderful. Just know, though, unfortunately, within the next 2 weeks, I will have to strike again. I do not want to do this, and you know I do not, as she shifts her head around to each of you and looks. She says, I do not know where I am to go next, but I know that the Vespi has fallen into line with Celene, and most likely Amariel will be my next target. I hope it is not to be.
Could you possibly miss the target?
No.
Maybe I'm hoping this will not take long, but we do have this device, and I hold up the. I mean, I guess I didn't really get a good look at it. I guess what does this communication device look like, Brian?
It looks very, very similar to, and you've seen something similar to this before. It's a lot like that stone that you all pulled off of the vampires that you all had fought in Marydale.
This one's not connected to the one you're wearing, is it?
Who are you speaking to?
Aryivistarax.
She says, well, if you need to get in contact with me, you can use that to do so.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying it's not connected with the stone that you are carrying. The one that was given to you by Ket, I'm assuming?
No. No. Unfortunately, I can't. I don't have one that will do that.
I'm glad to hear that. I didn't want to possibly have our communications intercepted in any way.
Oh, no. It would definitely not be. I do not own. I do have a something similar to that the Ket will use to inform me of where they want me to strike next. And if for some unknown reason I lose it, or if I destroy it in any way, shape, or form, they will know, and then my egg will suffer the same fate.
And what are your instructions if you meet resistance there? Like if we were to warn them that you were going to be there and there would be stiff resistance, possibly as a feint to show that we're stronger than we appear to be.
Actually, that would not be a bad thing. If I know that there is going to be stiffer resistance, then I would be able to, unfortunately, I would have to tell my those who pull the strings of that resistance, but at least the damage might be mitigated.
So you could fly in, burn a few crops on the outskirts, but there's such resistance because they were prepared. It might have caused them to reevaluate their own intelligence assets are lying.
Very wise.
If nothing else.
I'd like this. This sounds very. This sounds like the smart way to go about it. Very good. Yes, please make sure to reach out to those. If you have someone in the Vespi or in the capital city, it would probably be in your best interest to let them know.
We can do that.
And if anything changes, please just contact us as soon as you can.
Of course. Of course. So good luck to you. Did you, I'm going to assume that you all were able to get your long rest in.
Lava boom.
Okay. I'm going to say that you received that message from Melda, like right at the tail end of your long rest.
On a long rest, do you get all your hit points back, or how much?
I believe.
Just click the long rest button.
Yeah, just hit the long rest button, and it should just give you the option to just, you should be good. I know some of y'all got crunched really bad by those golems. I like golems.
I've noticed that.
Golems are my friend.
I hit the long rest. My hit points didn't change.
Then you're cursed. Obviously, the Dryad princess has struck again.
That's what.
It's like the whole plan was eventually you guys, anytime any one of you get a bad roll or something befalls you, you immediately blame the Dryad princess.
I'm going to ask Aryivistarax if there is a very fine axe in her hoard.
She says, I'm sure there's going to be something.
Might I take that for personal reasons? There's a tree I need to cut down.
Okay. She looks a little puzzled at you, but of course you could take. Yeah, and you find a very sturdy hand axe, which would be just the perfect size for a gnome to be a wood axe. So
Thank you. Tree cutting mother fucking axe.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So
I will also send a missive to Raven.
Okay.
Via mouse and let her know that I do believe that's where she's at. So that's the next target. She might want to leave. And if she could pass along to someone in the government that that she trusts to get a message in that the next attack will be within the next 2 weeks, prepare. And it's from the dragon.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I'll let them know.
All righty. Excellent. Okay. So So, yeah, you all rested. You're ready. You all are making your way back out to the griffins that you have roosting outside on the side of Mount Perrin.
We probably should feed them.
Might not be a bad idea.
Here, to the gnome.
Did you bring some griffin chow?
Why, yes.
I forgot.
It's called gnomes.
All
That's
right.
when we send the ranger out to hunt.
Okay.
So is Aryivistarax still there?
Oh, yes.
Sir Thomas gets on Stewie because Peter died, remember? So I got a new one named Stewie. Looks at her and says, "We'll meet again." Kicks off, says, "Let's go."
She just you can't really tell if she's smiling or not. Sure. It's a lot harder to read her facial expressions when she's in her true form.
I'll invite her to come down with us.
What a conniving, child-killing bitch.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so you guys kick off and you start to make your way back to the southeast towards Celene. So if I remember, it took I think it took a few hours for you guys to get there. I think it was like
4
hours. Yeah, took you about 4 hours. So by the time you finally make, you finally get back to Celene, it is, let's see what the time was. Trying to remember when you guys actually arrived at Mount Perrin. I think it was mid-afternoon. Okay, so you had a nice little fight, and then you rested for, let's say, 8 hours. So by the time you get back to Celene, it is just getting towards dawn. And you make your way, you land on the roof. You can see that the fires the day and a half before are now out. You can see that there are definitely people who are out trying to do a little bit of repair work on some of the buildings, trees that are being pruned back of branches and leaves that had been burnt. But you land on the roof, and as you do so, there are guards posted, and they immediately come to attention and salute you. One of them, you see, reaches over and pulls a cord, and you can hear a bell ringing down inside the castle itself. And
really gonna mess up my stealthing.
So much stealth. So yeah, in just a few minutes, as you're tying off the griffins, getting your bags and things, Melda runs up the ladder there with Asenath in tow. And as soon as she sees you, Kelex, she runs to you and just throws herself into your arms.
A loving embrace.
And she says, "I saw you. I had no idea that you were still alive. When I sent that message, it was against all odds that it was going to go through. So when you answered me, I was just overtaken that you would actually survive the attack." She says, "But Mother's not doing well. Sentisha came. I'm not too sure exactly what she did, but I don't know. I really don't know what to do." And she sort of pulls back a little bit, and she says, "We did find out some more information, though. We talked with Zathia. That was Sentisha's friend from her childhood. And I think we found a little bit more information."
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Take us to your mother. Let's.
She immediately looks over at you, Kiffi, and she says,
Excuse me.
Sir Kiffi, if you would please, if there's anything you can do for my mother, I just don't, I would be so appreciative if there's anything that you can do.
Sure. I will go and see her immediately.
Okay. So, you all head down the ladder back into the hallway. You can see that there are extra guards everywhere. You get to the Queen's chambers. Melda immediately just opens the door and walks in. You all are in, and you can see that there is another gentleman here who looks to be probably in his mid-50s. He is wearing a robe. He has like a sort of a trying to think what they're called. It's a cap that is primarily worn by clerics, and you can tell as you look at his robes that it looks as though there are 7 stars on them. And can anybody give me a religion check? And I'll let you know if you know what this means. Okay, so Kiffi and Yarn, you recognize this as the holy symbol of Celestian. Celestian is a sort of a traveler, realm walking god. I believe he's like lawful good, chaotic good, something of that nature. You're not that much more into, but at least you know that she is being. Oh yeah, he's definitely a good egg. So, and so as soon as you all walk in, he gives a quick bow to Melda, greets each of you, and then settles his gaze upon you, Kiffi, and recognizing your station and your craft, he says, it's good that we have another healing man here. From what I can tell, it's sort of a mixture, which is very strange. It's sort of like a cross between a poison, but also a curse. And everything that I've tried does not seem to alleviate the pain that she is in. And you can see that her brow is creased, and she is writhing. They've actually secured her to the bed to keep her from thrashing. And you can tell that she is in extreme, excruciating pain.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna do a medicine check to see if I can, diagnose what is exactly going on here.
Okay. Wow, that's a good roll. Okay, so yeah, as you're, they have pulled back the restraints from her and stuff like that. While Melda is on one side, the Cleric of Celestian is on the other. The name of the cleric, his name is Vickril, Vicril, and he's holding the other arm. Is anybody going to help hold legs? Or Kiffi
sure.
does. Okay.
Yeah,
so
we'll do it.
Okay. So
Point me where you want me, Kiffi.
What's that?
Okay.
Point.
So
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, as you are, you give a very very thorough examination. You can see that there is something extremely there's something strange about her fingernails. That there are strange lines going through the nail bed. But as you reach behind her head, you realize that there is a lump or like a mass right behind the right hand side, right behind her ear almost. And you can see that it looks to be some sort of a sliver of either metal or some sort of stone.
Ooh, well, that shouldn't be there. Can we extract that?
Okay, give me another medicine check.
Tourniquet.
Wow, even better than the last time. So with the deft hands, a very skillful touch, you see Kiffi reach into his bag of medical equipment and pulls out a long pair of tweezers, and you start to draw forth this sliver from the back of her the back of her head. And as you do so, she screams out in just absolute agony. You hear a soft whimper as everyone quickly turns and sees Asenath just flee the room as fast as her little feet can carry her, and she's gone. Melda is there pretty much clutching Kelex's arm, watching all of this unfurl. And finally,
I follow Asenath out.
Okay. Timble, you had something
muted,
else?
Albie.
Albie, you're muted. Yeah.
I will be following her out also.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. So yeah, once you pull out something that's about an inch long, and it looks to be an obsidian shard, like almost like a needle, and then it is hollow. So whatever was injected into the queen was done very, very stealthy. But as soon as you take the needle out, you feel, and everybody who is holding Yolanda down, you feel her kind of go slack, like all of the energy has been completely sapped out of her, but she is still unconscious.
Is she stabilized, or is she like going deeper into whatever is happening to her?
You can give me another medicine check. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, still, it's pretty good. It's pretty high. So, as you reach down, you're checking her pulse and all of the other things, and you realize that her breathing is steady. Respirations seem normal for an elf, as you believe, and you do feel that this is probably the reason why she was having such a problem gaining rest. The thing that really kind of puzzles you a little bit is the striations in the nail bed. Can anybody give me a intelligence check? See if anybody knows what this might actually be.
It's not wanting to roll.
Beyond 20, you're going to be a bastard. It won't let me roll a skill check.
It won't let you roll a skill check?
No.
Yeah, well, same here.
Well-
Won't let me do it.
Oh.
Okay, well, I guess.
They've updated. You got to right-click the number, and then down at the bottom it says roll.
Okay.
They changed it.
They're screwing with us.
He's a dryad.
Oh, good game. All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Well, I know she's a female.
Are you sure?
Probably, sir. I'm not going to pick
Okay.
up her dress, though.
So Kiffi, this is something that you've actually kind of heard about before. And when you were home in the mountains with your dwarven brothers and sisters, it was known that sometimes those who were working with certain metals would be inadvertently poisoned by them. And you believe that this is quicksilver poisoning.
Well, I got a perfect remedy for that.
Off with the head.
No, it's actually pretty cheap by these standards. It's just a little lesser restoration to cure that poison.
Okay. Very good. So, yeah, what you kind of figured what was happening was the cleric of Celestian probably missed that because he was actually thinking it was more of a magical issue instead of an actual physical issue. So, interesting.
Well done, Master Dwarf.
Well, when you specialize in one thing, you're pretty good at the one thing. It's kind of dumb because I'm a war cleric, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, one trick pony. Okay, so very good. So once you cast that, within just a few minutes, you can see that Yolanda actually her eyes flutter open. And you all can see her eyes focus as she's looking up at all of those who are standing around her bed. And she sort of sets up just a little bit. But you can see she's still pretty weak and just kind of slumps back down. And she says, I still feel weak. What happened? All I remember is I was.
Oh, that chart's a couple of months.
Don't know what that was. That was weird. Says,
Swing better.
I just remember looking out from the balcony and watching the dragon. And then there was like a sharp, and she reaches back and she can feel and said, ow. So what is that? And, she pulls back and you can see there's still just a little bit of, just a smidge of blood left. And she's like, what hit me? And
I look like a blow dart.
Yeah, as you pull forth you take a look at this, this sliver, which is probably about, like I said, about an inch long, maybe a little bit longer. Hollow. And she says, she looks over at Melda and said, have you caught Sintaisha yet? And Melda says, no, Mother, we haven't. We're still looking. She must be close. But we did get some more information. I think this is something you might be interested in. And she says, I was able to talk with Sintaisha's childhood friend Zathia, and we I think have a better picture of what happened to Sintaisha. And so Yolanda is listening as the rest of you all are, except for Yarn and Timble. You all finally caught back up with Asenath as she reached the stairs, just kind of sat down on the staircase and was just crying while all this was going on in the other room. You could hear the screaming of her mother over, so as you finally do get to her, and what are you going to do?
I'll just come around to her and say, young one, they'll help your mother. They will do so.
I know it sounds like it's terrible, but Kiffi's healing her.
She just looked up with tear-filled eyes, and she says, she just sounds so terrible. Why does she sound like that? I've never heard anyone sound like that. As she just kind of reaches out to you, Timble, and just kind of buries her little tear-soaked face into your shoulder.
They're there. It'll be all right. They're there.
So
and then he plucks an open princess hair. I could use that in a brush at some point.
Yes.
I'm just going to shut up.
So after a few moments, of course in the hallway, you guys hear the screaming stop abruptly, like that, and immediately Asenath's eyes just like get wide, like
that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
That one.
Good sign.
Not there.
Well, at least it wasn't like it went silent and there was just like a crunching noise. Well, that was easy. Fixed her. We turned that noise machine off.
Hey, I said off with her head. I didn't know I was meant to be a doctor.
Yeah, you're not Dr. Dwarf. Not like
I mean, he does not like. He doesn't like dwarves. I mean, elves.
I mean, that's what I find hilarious, is the dwarf is healing the elf. The dwarf is healing the elf.
And just because I really don't like him doesn't mean I'm allowed to let him die.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it does.
Jumped into my head. Dwarf gods won.
If they were evil, I would let them die. I would probably help them along the way, but they don't appear to be evil.
Okay, so a few more minutes pass, and you guys can actually hear Yolanda's voice in the hallway. And as soon as Asenath picks that up, she stands up and runs back towards the room, where she once again sees that her mother is actually speaking to Melda and the rest of everybody in the room, and she runs past everyone and immediately throws her arms around her mom, and Yolanda says, it's okay, I'm fine, I'm better. Sir Kiffi here
looks at Timble and kind of points to the back where the window was, the balcony. And I can ask him, can you go search that area? See if you can find anything. A door, a window.
You pointed to a window and asked to see if we could find a window?
I found a window.
Okay, so after a cursory look, you find that on one side of the balcony, there is a wall that conceals a hidden door.
I'll open it.
Okay.
8d6 fire damage.
Roll a dex save.
Yeah, I was like going, damn, he never checks for traps. He just opens shit up. He don't care.
My job, not yours.
Have you met party?
The dwarf is with me. The dwarf is with me. So.
Give me a reflex save on that.
I hope it's poison because I'm immune to it.
As he quickly adjusts the trap from being a poison trap to a fire trap.
Boom! 8d6 fire damage.
And you're blown off the balcony.
Hey, gravity's my
Are
friend.
introduced to a new character.
Welcome to Albie's new character.
What the hell?
Welcome to first edition AD&D.
Always one with at least 3 or 4 characters drawn up. You never know how many you're going to go through in a day.
Did it not work?
All right. No, it's not working. I just reloaded and still not working.
Oh no. Well, that's a bummer.
Okay.
You want Kelex to roll it for you?
Sure, that's a good idea.
What can go wrong?
I mean, I can roll it for you if you need be.
Just don't let Kelex roll it.
Yeah, just let me know what pluses you got.
I just rolled a number.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a 6.
And I get a +5, so that's 11.
Ouch. That sounds painful. Okay. So, with that in mind,
the dwarf is with me. The dwarf is with me. That's my mantra.
The dwarf is my healer. I shall not want.
Alrighty. So let me see how this works. All right. So as soon as you throw this, you find the little handholds in there, and you throw this thing open. So a line of strong wind just blows out from it. And in direction, okay, 15. So I need you to make a strength savings throw or be pushed away 15 feet.
And if you're within 30 feet of me, you get a +3.
I think he would be. Yeah.
If you're within 30 feet of me, you get a -3.
You're trying to get him to go out the window?
If you're within 30 feet of me, you smell beard.
So let's see how you do.
Just roll for me because it's being stupid.
Hey, Albie, right click what you want to roll, the number, and then it pops up a little pop-up window and it says roll down below it. Did you try that?
Yeah, don't right click on the B that comes up. Right click on the number.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Stupid fucking UI. God damn you, Kyle Brink. Is that your last parting shot?
And it's not working either for me. I go to it, it just...
Okay. Do you have any pluses to strength?
3.
Okay, so you're going to be able to add +6 because of Kelex?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's see what happens.
Catch you.
Okay, so yeah, so you would actually rolled an 18. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. So yeah, as this gust of wind pretty much just blows you back and kind of picks you up, you are now holding on to the railing of the balcony and your feet are kind of blowing out behind you. So it's kind of like a stiff wind. If there's anybody nearby who can, I guess, want to reach out and try to drag him back onto the...
Why not?
Yeah.
You're not big enough.
What the hell?
Okay.
There was nothing that said about size. It was just try to help.
Okay.
I'll try to help.
There we go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, you all reach over and in this stream of air that is blowing, you're able to grab him by his by his arms and pull him out of the stream, the jet stream, and it lasts an entire minute. This blast of air, but
That's what we call a magical trap.
Yeah.
You are smarter than this.
But finally, it is finished. And so now you're staring at a recess there in the wall that it looks as though someone could easily hide within.
Fireball?
We must burn it to cleanse it.
That's it.
Burn the whole castle down. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, dude, we died. No, we're good.
Call it urban renewal.
We're helping create places for them to make green spaces.
Should we go in?
Charge.
It's a recess. You charge.
Not
Is
like
it just a recess, or is it a...
Yeah, there's not an actual passage. It's just kind of like a hidden area so somebody could lie in wait.
Well,
Do I have that spell?
should we leave something nasty in here?
We have a bag of holding full of stuff.
A bag of
You know, I always choose the wrong freaking spells.
Story of your life.
Stone shape would be perfect right now.
The bag of holding is for Polvar, not here.
Okay.
Pole vaulting? What?
Polvar, isn't that what's Cat's capital?
Oh, you're going to dump the back? Oh, right. Yeah. I like that.
From a height, yeah, I'm emptying
Do it from the back of the dragon, too.
Were there guards outside the queen's chamber when the attack happened?
Not anymore.
not it, because it happened right after. It happened during the dragon attack, so there was a lot of chaos going on in the castle. So no, you don't think so?
And nobody else was in this room with her when this happened?
No.
I guess okay.
So, Timble, can you examine this recess and see if it goes anywhere, or if there are any other things that might be hidden that we can't find? And I'll hit it with a detect magic.
Okay. So, no, you do not find anything else that would. The only thing that you do find is once you get the door, once you get past it, you do see that there is like a glyph that was a magical, that was the thing that discharged, which was set off that trap.
I really would like to retrap this, but
I don't have glyph.
No glyphs.
not my tent, not my circus, I guess.
Okay.
Well,
Is this blade made out of ebony? Those drow blades you got, are they made out of ebony?
yeah,
I have a drow blade, but I gave it to Melda.
No, I'm just saying, because wasn't the needle?
Obsidian.
Obsidian.
Obsidian. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
obsidian, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Cool.
I'll shut up.
Okay.
I see what you're doing.
Okay. So yeah, you all go back in. I guess go back into the room unless there's anything else you wanted to try. Okay.
Look, Yolanda, you're going to need to have somebody fix that, because that's a serious security problem. I can secure it for right now, but you're going to have somebody fix it.
And she looks to you and says, "Please, thank you so much for if you can do that for me."
All right, I take out a spike and I beat the shit.
You spike the door.
I spike it closed.
Hey man, that'll work. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to look around and see if I can see anything else, any other hidden doors in this chamber.
Okay. Let's see. You rolled a 16.
Yep. Probably
Okay.
not, but
Yeah. You don't find anything else inside the actual Queen's chambers.
should probably investigate Melda's chamber Asenath's chamber.
Where was that passage that we found? Didn't that come from the Queen's chamber?
Was it the Queen's chamber or the tea room or something that went to the other rooms?
Oh, was it the tea room?
Yeah. Okay. So, so Melda once again says, "Well, I know this is. Hopefully, this information will be somewhat helpful. But Zathia did come forward and let us know that on the day that Santaisha fell, that there was a strange woman in the marketplace. I believe you already know part of this." And she had given Santaisha a strange fruit from a different land, and bid Santaisha to partake. Of course, Santaisha being the way she used to be, she immediately obliged and took a bite of that fruit, and immediately collapsed. I ran to get help, but in that time, it seems that there were other bystanders who noticed that the woman actually reached down, gathered the piece of fruit, and placed her hand upon Santaisha's chest. The woman she looked to be some sort of an elderly, like a crone, who had done this. But as soon as she had done so, she stood back up and immediately vanished before everyone.
That didn't what? And nobody thought, wow.
See, you
How does it not raise red flags?
Yeah, I would have thought that. I know that she fell into a stupor and all of that, but boy, that's a call to arms when something like that happens, when a hag puts her hands on Crown Princess. And
well, from what Mother has told me, in Santaisha's younger days, she would sneak out of the castle to go hang out with her friends. And this is why there was no guards. There was no one with her other than Zathia.
And no one has ever seen this?
Investigated this a little bit
before?
No, no one had seen this woman again, but there has been speculation that we know the name of the hag.
And what speculation is that, and why would you be able to pull the name of a hag out of a hat? Who is this? Did they have some quarrel with you?
Well, Melda doesn't really know that much more about it because she wasn't here. So she's like going, from what I've been told, in the past there was a disagreement between King Celene, who was Yolanda's father, or no, Yolanda's husband, and actually they kind of believed that this hag might have had something to do with the king's death. She is an extremely vengeful creature. And so she had vowed to take whatever revenge she felt dear. And probably at that point in time, she felt that Santaisha was the heir to the throne and felt that this would end the dynasty, being that King Celene had already been slain. And but it doesn't look as though Santaisha was actually, she wasn't killed by this strange fruit, but obviously she was affected in some other way.
Is there any more description of the hag?
Other than the name that we have been told, the name of the hag, she is known as Hezeshel.
Does that ring any bells?
Not from the rest of you. You've never heard this name before.
Can I get a history check, maybe?
Yeah, you can give me a bardic sort of. Get a little history check, I suppose. Okay.
Ignore.
Damn.
You got excited with your rolls there.
Yeah, he's like going.
Oh yeah, no, it's that's new.
Yes, no.
Their UI sucks. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, they screwed it up.
It's the he had several history books. He was going through each one of them.
Here's one that says nope, nope, nope. There's one that one says something. Nope, nope.
Okay,
is that like a mentat going through his memories?
Yeah.
I got a 17, Brian.
Okay. You feel that you might have heard the name before, but as you're sitting there, kind of thinking through your mind, you're thinking, "Wait a minute," because you also know about the castle in the desert, the tower, and you're thinking, "Oh, that does make sense. The crone that lives in the tower in the desert has a shell. I guess that's true." You know, because I mean, a lot of times you've heard stories and you've heard people talk about things, and you don't know if it's truth or if it's some sort of mythology or a myth. So, yes, Timble.
I'm going to turn to Lady Yolanda.
Mm-hmm.
And lady, excuse me, Hezeshel, what did she mean to, and what was the king's name?
Athelane.
Athelane?
Yeah.
What does
should be in the NPC
she mean to you? What is the history here? It seems we're missing something.
She says that before, actually it was right after Asenath was born, my husband was in the south fighting against an orc incursion from the Pomage in the south. There had been, I believe, a farm or something, some sort of a sacred place to this woman. I think it was a set of standing stones. And unfortunately, my husband and a few of his most trusted were set upon by an orc company, and he was slain. And when that occurred, the elven blood was splashed upon the sacred stones of this mad woman, who I guess felt that this sacred place had now been tarnished. And so she cursed my husband's soul and then made a promise that he would end his line. And we believe that, of course, I thought it was just silliness. But obviously, if it is true that this woman does exist, I mean, I've never met her, then she may be the reason why Sintaisha is the way she is.
This Hezeshel, is she from the Brightlands? Sir Tomas was thinking that there was a connection.
I do not know that much about Hezeshel. I just know of the name that was just given to us recently. I didn't even know the name of this being. I just knew that my daughter fell unconscious. She was brought to me, and up until that time, up until just recently, did I find what had actually happened from Zathia.
Were there any survivors from that attack? Elven survivors?
No, unfortunately.
Would you have any idea where those standing stones are?
Yes, I do not know the exact place. I just know that they are in the south, along the border with the Pomage.
Well, anyone need to hit the restroom? Take a little trip.
Not
I think we're going to have to go do something. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree because, I mean...
Time out. Where's the priority?
Dragon
Where's
Egg.
the priority? Dragon is priority.
That way I get a fighter sooner.
No. Look at it. Now look at it. We've got conflicting things. We can go to the Bright Desert, hang out there for a couple of weeks. No. We need to take care of the dragon. Why? Because the dragon's bigger than all of us. That is the biggest risk, and it's the biggest reward.
If Mike frames his 3 communal questions correctly, he can ask us if this hag is the location as a yes/no of the dragon egg.
What makes you think they're tied together?
I think, we got...
I don't.
We are being pulled in in a number of directions, and for once, the wizard is correct.
Yeah, I think that
Once.
it's probably more wise to, since
Yeah, I think the dragon is the larger threat.
problem, we should probably focus on our greatest threat, which is Aryivistarax.
Well, and it's very time sensitive.
Yes.
Given that we have 2 weeks until, within the next 2 weeks, the attack on, you'd think as a chancellor, I would know this damn place.
Whistle?
No, the attack in the Vespi, their capital.
Yeah.
You know, since
That
we're...
lines up next.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Mhm.
it would be really good, Lady Yolanda, if you could let them know that, hey, there's a big bad dragon coming that way. We're going to try to stop it, but we may not be able to.
But if you have a lot of forces there,
Yes. I think they should stand and be ready.
Okay. So, let me think what else I can tell you.
We will explain this to the queen. And
guys, is there a meteor coming? Because that's like the only thing that could be worse right now. I mean, we've got all of this stuff.
Don't say that. Never say what could be worse. Never.
I guess we could all get married. That would suck.
Ed's character's already done that.
and never went back.
Yeah, you're right. You left pretty quick.
Did it the right
That's
way.
the way to do it. Set them up. Leave them alone.
Is it Yarn Betrothed too? Think you're
Yeah, actually,
you get married when you get home?
yeah, actually,
Sort
he
of.
is.
Sort of. Well, they've made the arrangements, but
He keeps running away from home.
and once I get back, I'm finding a boat.
Okay.
So
So we're
Sorry.
going to recommend. We're
If
going
you
to
were to
recommend.
throw a couple commune spell, if you were to throw a commune spell, now's the perfect time because then we rest, and then you get your 5th level spell back, and then we can move on.
Okay. So, Kiffi, are you ready to cast your spell?
Well, let's think about what we're going to ask.
Yeah, so let's talk about this, because the spell takes 11 minutes to cast, which is super weird, and its duration is 1 minute, and we have 3 yes/no questions.
Anything I can do to help you with the casting?
No.
Okay, I'll stay out of the way.
But
Okay, the first one.
the first question I propose is to ask if it is actually in Kent.
Okay.
So
And then
the question would be, where is Aryivistarax's child egg?
no, it's just no questions, dude.
Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait,
No.
Is Aryivistarax's last egg in Kent? I
In
think
the
that's
capital of
yeah, I
maybe
think
in
that's
the capital of-
I agree with Pav. Let's try Lapola, or in the greater Lapola metro.
well, no. Then it's one of those things we're going to have to narrow it down.
Yeah, but you might get it right off the top.
If we
And it
do,
gives you a bonus 2 questions.
Ed,
All right. So
Ed, there's no
we
chance
have-
we get something off the
we
top.
heard a rumor that Lord Pigfucker, what was his name? Has it?
Fucker.
Yeah.
I don't remember Lord Pigfucker ever showing up on any of the NPC sheets.
it's right here.
PC sheets, or I would say his name.
Okay, so it's Lothar.
Lothar, yeah. So, is it in Kent? Does Lothar have it? And next question.
Is it hidden in a natural location, or do we want to ask if it's? I think it's in a natural location, like a cave or a forest, or well, it's desert. So, but in a natural, that tells us if it's in a castle or something. If it's it's not a natural. We know it's in a city.
And what's Kent's capital?
Making sure.
Okay, so the first one is the egg, is Aryivistarax's egg, last, make sure you list that, last egg located in Kent? If we get a yes, does Lothar have the egg? No, that's not right. That doesn't give us anything.
Is Lothar or his minions guarding the egg?
No, that doesn't give us anything either, because they could be anywhere in Kent.
True.
The second question should be
Let's try to focus on the location and not who has it, because
exactly.
anybody could have it. It could be, a guard or something. Something's guarding it.
And they guard over it, yeah. Or some creature even.
If we get a yes, then is the egg in the capital of Kent? Okay.
How about this?
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, is the egg of Aryivistarax located near a significant landmark in Kent, such as a temple, ancient ruin?
How do we know what that is?
You're still kind of broad. You're still broadening the location.
Yeah, we're still trying to narrow it down to a specific area. But my question is, do we ask if it's not in the capital of Kent? Where are we going then? Do we ask about the place that we were kept captive? That little area there?
I don't think it's there.
I think it's too close. It's too close to the what used to be the front lines.
Well,
don't you think he's got a little ego though? I think he's a little ego-centric, and I don't think us busting the leader of Bissell out of there would phase him at all.
How about we just, with question number 2, go general and ask, is it in a city?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of good, yeah.
And then the third would be, is it the capital? Because that gives
And then
us-
we
And
yeah,
if no,
with our,
Maybe that should be the first question. Is Aryivistarax last egg located in a city or town in Ket? That'll put it that broad. Then we kind of ask, do we know what to actually think about? Do we know what the capital or maybe the castle in the capital of Ket is called, Brian?
The castle inside of
Yeah, I mean,
isn't it like called Seven Spires or something like
something like that. Yeah.
that? Because it's like those tuliped spires that you see in a lot of. Are they called minarets or something like that?
minaret.
Minarets.
Yeah, minarets.
so we mentioned the dragon's egg located in a city or town in Ket. That puts it there. Then we ask about the capital, and then maybe we ask about the keep, that it's where the Lord lives. He's going to keep it at least close to it.
I think that's logical.
I'm down.
Now
to
that being said, we're only advising. Mike, it's your spell.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Well, yeah. Okay, so what if it's in some kind of bumfuck Egypt location in Kent?
Then we wait a day and ask again.
Time to get out the delving rods, fly around.
I think at that point what we do is we get to and we begin our transition into Ket, and then we start working it out there.
And how long till you can cast it again?
Well, I can cast it once per long rest.
So we can kind of narrow it down here. Day or two when we're there in Ket, narrow it down a little further. Is that
You're assuming-
okay? I mean, I don't know how many times you're knocking on the door saying, "Hey, do you answer me this question? Hey, answer me this question," before they get upset.
Hey,
I
I'm Fortubo's favorite guy. Got together with this bro Moradin to give me a freaking.
If things get really bad, I've got the super bag for Ding Dong Ditch.
Well, for the
guys,
good thing,
stand by. Think about this. The longer we stay in Celene, the more chance there is more crap is going to distract us.
No.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't believe that word.
So we need to guffaw immediately.
the good thing is, Mike, and the material component is really cheap for this. It's not like a stupid crazy. It's incense and holy water. So
Yeah.
Us do something stupid and crazy.
Yeah, it's no big. So let's do it. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Then we need to get the hell out of Celene.
Yeah.
One night's rest. One night's rest. Is that what we're going to do here? And then leave in the morning?
Sounds
or we
like-
can fly, put in 4 hours to get us part way there, and then
Well, I
We're
think that's
just-
probably the limiting factor is our griffins rather than us.
Yeah, we need to have them fed and rested.
Yep. It's dawn when we got here, so it's probably getting dark.
Yeah.
all right, let's go around. I vote we go. Mike, give us a spell.
All right,
Mike does
let's
a
do
spell.
this
We-
spell.
Oh, Mike does a spell. We have the long rest. Then we leave in the morning. Yes?
My vote's for leaving in the morning after we've done the spell and all of that. I would like a night.
Yay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Awesome. So, Grenna, high or low?
Yet.
Always low.
Low. We'll go with low.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Not hey.
Go ahead with your spell. What is your first question?
The first question is Aryivistarax's last egg in a city or town in Kent.
And the answer you receive is yes.
All right. Very good. Is Aryivistarax's last egg in the capital of Kent?
As you give the answer, it's sort of like you hear in your mind, like it sounds like static. And then you hear a very strange voice, a voice that you're not familiar with, come through and says, I'm sure you would love to know the exact location, but I still have a quarrel with your gnomish ranger.
Oh man, the fucking druids are more powerful than Fortubo.
All right, I still have one more question.
Okay.
I will resubmit the last question.
Okay, go ahead. What was the question again?
Is Aryivistarax's last egg in the capital of Kent?
And the answer you get is no.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Now that burnt one, but that's okay. Let's go.
I think we need to reevaluate possibly who's our biggest problem.
Me? I'm the problem. It's me.
No, not you. Not you.
At tea time.
Because at this point, she's made all of us an enemy. So, egg, I've got an axe. Or excuse me, I have a tree cutting motherfucking axe.
Time out. What is this threat? What is this threat?
It's an annoyance.
This is Queen Mab.
Is it an annoyance?
This is Queen Mab.
It's not Mab, it's the dragon. Princess.
Oh, even better.
Why can't I appeal to Mab and see if she would intervene?
Oh, yeah. I can't see that going badly.
Because my first interaction went so well.
Well, you know,
I'm not high enough
tree.
level for this shit. Question, out of character. Have any of y'all read the Dresden Files?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's my man.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly who we're dealing with. Yeah.
Okay. As long as we all know what we're talking about, we're good.
Well, obviously, yeah, we have a thorn that can actually hinder our next, if we want to, rescue the egg.
Thorn?
It could, yeah, a big thorn. About that big around,
She just interrupted a communion with a god.
It's still a thorn.
We still need, we got to fix it. We got to fix it. So, what do we know?
We can't just stop. We can't just keep going from thing to thing here. We need to finish the job.
Let's just do it. We're like a pinball.
All right.
Thank you, Brian.
Let's finish this egg job, and then we'll go grease this dryad. We'll let the yarn burn the whole goddamn forest down, and then
Yeah, let's make friends that way.
Okay. I agree with you. Let's go take care of the egg. She didn't say that she was going to interfere or do anything else. She said, I still have a problem with. Okay?
It's interfering.
So one could argue we could leave Grenna behind.
oh man, that would be rude.
I don't think it's just Grenna
thing.
I think it's guilt by association at this point.
Mm-hmm. She has a broad scope of who she's angry with. Even though Grenna may have transgressed in her eyes, all of us are culpable. We're all a part of it.
What the fuck did we do?
Tomas wasn't there. With her.
You know me.
Guilt by association. And
Yep.
you know that really runs well with Summer Court.
Grenna,
Are we
have
sure
you spoken
Summer
with Shira at all?
I don't know, I'm
Chance
hoping.
on this? Something maybe a druid of high level might be able to help us with?
It's the next character I got rolled up.
Or two.
You're going to play Shira?
Is it between that or the bagpipe playing bard?
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
We've already
The,
talked with one bard.
No, I'm talking about the druid.
No, I mean we've already talked with one druid. The
No,
guy who Timble destroyed his
I messed up his ritual.
yes, thank you.
yes,
Bard.
but the elven druid that has the tree.
Shira,
Grandmother, yeah.
the
Grandmother.
grandmother. She
Grandmother.
may be able to assist us in some way.
Well, regardless of, it's one of those things that she may know where we need to go or what we need to do or how we can do it, because
So is
we
it-
sure as hell don't know.
Oh, and for a penny and for a pound, let's go see her tonight. I mean, still set on leaving in the morning.
Good idea.
Agreed. And I'll be right back.
And he's off, running through the fruits and vegetables, naked as a jaybird.
You know, I've seen jaybirds. They're not naked.
You know, Ed, sometimes. But just sometimes.
Well, let's go find Shira.
Okay.
Okay, so Brian, did you get all that?
What, the naked as Jaybird? Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
No. We're gonna go look for Grandma.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have thought she would be here in the room, but I'm sure she's got druidic duties of healing a tree or 10,000. I don't know how many burned.
Okay, so you all make your way back out, and you head back into the courtyard, back out, and start making your way towards the tree. You finally get to the boat, and you can see that there are other druids who are, of course, there. And you can see that the tree itself had taken some damage from the dragon fire. So you can see that there are some that are even have hoisted themselves into some of the branches of the tree and are trying to try to fix some of the damage with the trees. But as you get to the dock on the opposite side, you can see Shira is there directing their efforts. And she sees you and immediately walks over to you. And
Across the water. Across the water.
No, we were at the dock.
no, you're at the
Sit
dock.
at the dock.
Oh, okay. She wasn't on the other side. She was on this side. Okay.
So, and Kelex is
Look
back.
at that.
They
Look
killed
at
her.
that. Look at that. I heard that.
Yeah. It's so nice when people get my references.
Okay.
All right.
So,
we're going to look for Shira. Or
Yeah, so
That's her name.
she approaches you and says, "Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you all once again." She says, "Kelex, you look as though you're not as punctured as I thought you were going to be."
Yes, thank Heironious, and thanks to the dragon who changed their mind.
Oh, you had that much effect on the dragon that you changed its mind? You must, how powerful you are indeed.
Sorry, I
She-
spoke in humor. Yes, hopefully we may have a future ally. So
She says, "So how can I help you? I take it you've already seen you've seen Yolanda."
Yep, and she is healthy thanks to our Master Kiffi.
And she looks to you, Kiffi, and says, That's wonderful. Thank you, Sir Kiffi. That, once again, you continue to amaze. She said, so how can I help you?
First,
I think we have a few things.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
Well, my druids, my apprentices seem to have everything here with the tree under control. No, I think I'm fine. I'm glad to hear that Yolanda is better. So what's your next step?
We
Gotta
need
look
to-
at Grenna.
We have a problem.
I have a dryad problem.
A dryad problem? How did you get a dryad problem?
Somebody else, you do it to the best of your ability, right?
So she looks and says, how is it that you, wherever you go, you seem to find just something else to get into? It's amazing. A dryad. Where did you find this dryad?
Maryville?
In a tree?
In a tree.
Well, that's kind of a lot of times they do hang out in forests, yeah. So you said it's a dryad princess.
Yeah.
And what happened?
She wanted me to plant some seeds, and I told her I'd have to check with the people that own the land before I accepted the seeds, and she got pissed.
Okay.
Well,
Wish to extend her
Fae for another group of Fae. I gotta live with the ones in Vissel.
Yeah, so I gather, okay, so you denied a dryad princess.
No.
And
No.
she got upset.
I said I would do my best. That apparently was not what she wanted.
Right. Yeah, she was probably wanting you to take the seeds immediately and do as she had bid you to do.
I have a lot of other things, and there's no guarantee when I'm going to get back to my place.
Mm.
And I can't do something 100%. Don't agree.
So is this your first brush with the Fae?
Yes.
Okay. So and understand that most of the time they are very they're very adamant.
I misspoke.
Yeah.
It is not my first brush with the Fae.
So you've learned a valuable lesson in dealing with the Fae. Okay.
Well, the first time I didn't have a choice.
Okay.
The second time I did.
Okay. So the first time that you met with a Fae, in what regard did you meet with this Fae?
In a dream?
Oh, a Fae came to you in a dream.
Yes.
Oh. And then she kind of looks at you a little bit closer, and she reaches out with her hand and pulls your hood back a little bit, and she went, oh.
Why can't you guys leave the hat alone?
And she says, now I understand why they came to you in a dream. You actually are one of them, aren't you?
That's a yes.
I don't know.
That's a yes.
We do.
We do.
I don't. As far as I know, my parents are two gnomes that are farmers.
Sort of.
Your uncle says not quite.
I figured it was the only way they could the Fae could get it worded edgewise.
They can only go off of what I'm told.
Said,
willful ignorance is not quite the answer.
So
it's not willful ignorance. It's
so,
accepting the truths that are in front of me.
Yeah. So she looks at it and says, "So how long have you been sort of manifesting these anomalies that have appeared upon your physical form?"
I don't really know.
What level did you get those?
I have no idea.
Second, third?
Third level.
Third level.
So it's
Yeah.
been recent.
Within the last year or so.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
I
So-
expect wings,
so this is a latent manifestation. So obviously you have fey blood that courses through your veins, but it is now taken a different turn. It is now to a point where it is now showing you your true self. And usually that would only occur if you came in contact with a very, very powerful archfey or the like. Have you come into contact with a fey of such power?
Yeah.
Is there something you need to be telling the rest of us?
I told you guys about that when you had your temper tantrum in the tower.
For tantrum and tower.
Who was that?
She's edged around it for a
Tantrum.
while.
She says, well,
Queen Matters come to me.
oh, okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense. Now I understand why these things are happening to you.
I'm glad somebody knows.
Yeah.
Please. Oh,
It's not a particularly bad thing, but you do understand that as you transform further, you may be ostracized from society. You may also be feared greatly by those who do not understand your true nature.
I have my bodyguard.
Hmm.
We're not that big of assholes.
What's this
So,
week's thing like?
so here's the situation. You have ran afoul of a dryad princess. The only way that you are probably going to be able to fix this is to go before the summer court to fix this. So you're looking for passage to the Fey realm. There are several places that you could go. Here in Celene, there are at least two. One is to the east of Instead, along the road to Greyhawk, and the other one is to the south, along the border with the orcs. So which one will you choose?
They both go to the same place.
True.
One's through the poltergeist tree, and one's through the dark Jedi tree on Dagobah.
Get away from the light. I don't really know.
Let's go kill shit.
We're gonna take care of the dragon's egg first, and then we'll deal with this
But at least we know east of Instat.
for south.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the one south next to the orcs. Okay, that just sounds like a poor life choice.
Ooh.
I lived at home with my sense of humor. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Anything I can do to try to mitigate some of the damage that this charming person has inflicted on us?
So she says, I have only been to the Feywild once. And that was to deliver a gift to the summer court. So it has been a very, very long time. But the one time that I did go there, I had seen a similar situation where someone had upset a dryad of some power, or actually it was a fey creature of some power, and they were required to do one-on-one combat with that specific creature.
Well, I'm gonna die. Great.
The human that I saw who was brought before, or who was in the ring of combat, did indeed perish. The Fae can be quite. They can be quite. They're very intelligent, but they also can be quite brutal. So it was quite an experience. And again, I do not fool with those of the Fae realm. Even though I do work closely with some of the creatures that inhabit the forests, I try to remain incredibly respectful. So, I hope that answered your question.
Not a bit, but thank you.
Are there
Mike,
any
ask a
other
question?
protocols that we may need to follow when we decide to go?
Yes, rules that you need to follow. Number 1, do not destroy any plant life while you're there. Try not to damage any of the trees or any other creatures you will find there. Most likely, the Feywild knows what your intentions are, so when you land, you will probably be close to your target, which will be the court. So at least you won't have to go far.
Did we bring a gift?
That would be extremely wise.
What kind of gift would you advise?
I have land.
Deed to land. Here.
Said
Candlesticks are nice.
Well, I was thinking that you wanted to extend your grove. We have land.
Well,
I mean, I have it, and a few of the others have it. We're not using it.
Once we got the land, it's like, hey, we can plant her tree.
I would love for the Fae to be there, but I do take exception that the Dryad didn't. She may have insulted the Dryad, but the Dryad insulted us. She's been messing with those of us who have done nothing. So her quarrel is not 1-on-1. I believe it's 6-on-1.
That's the thing about dryads. A lot of times they do not, they're a true, what I would consider mass punishment type of creature. So those who come in contact with their target can unfortunately befall terrible occurrences.
Yeah, mortals could be finicky like that too.
Mm-hmm.
We get grudges.
It's that I'm almost kind of wondering that all the pain and suffering that you have felt with over the last few weeks might have been attributed to this dryad's its
Machinations
angst towards you. Yes.
Well, dryads will be dryads, but dragon eggs.
To mitigate some of the damage that she's doing to us?
Fire.
Most likely, the only thing that we'll be able to do is once you face her and see what the court decides, then you will be freed from her the curse that she has laid upon you.
Assuming, of course, that the court decides in our favor.
True.
But
there's something very interesting. You did not start manifesting your these changes, Grenna. You did not have that actually happen until after you met with Queen Mab. You have been, obviously, you're important to her, or she would not bestow such a gift upon, even though you obviously have Fey blood, there's something special about you, and that she took the time and her abilities to be able to bring forth to activate that blood within you.
30 minutes, Brian.
Great.
Are there any
At least we have
Druid
more
groves?
information now.
I'm sorry, what was that, Timble?
Say again, Timble.
Yeah.
I said, are there any druid groves in Ket?
She doesn't believe that there are. She's never been to Ket.
Up in that direction, do you have anyone who might know anything, be able to give us some information?
A lot of the land there is more arid, so it doesn't really lend so much to that. There may be an oasis there or something that might prove useful. Maybe like a water spirit or some other sort of creature that has found its way might be useful to you, but I would not know how to contact them. Again, that might be something that if you are your favored among your favorite one of Mab might be able to eventually find. She just looks over at you again, Grenna, and says, "What powers are hiding in you right now? Who knows what you might be able to do once you finally travel to the Feywild?"
Can't wait.
Can't wait. I love this. Okay.
Would it be possible to appeal to the Dryad directly? Or do I have to go to the court?
At this point in time, you've already the damage has already been done. So the only thing that you can do is go before the court.
One argument is it's a lot better to go in front of the court riding on the back of a brass dragon.
You know, I like that idea a whole hell of a lot. Let's go get the egg.
Okay. So going back to that, are you guys going to try to get a document that looks like Ket stuff, or are you all doing something else?
So that's a great question, Brian, because I was kind of curious. Obviously, I doubt Celene negotiates a lot with Ket, but I'm sure at some point they've got some examples of documentation. It's a major nation, right? So, and I always wondered what an Elven Thieves Guild would be like. I think they would be all the behind the scenes maneuvers and shakers, creating fake documents like that, like MI6, or not like Q and the Q department,
Anything.
But he's not here.
But I have an owl that I can send.
How long is it going to take the owl to get there?
I do.
Days.
Necessarily, it's magical.
How about we go there and get some actual specimens and then proceed from there? Because we don't really know where the shit actually is.
Let's just burn the kingdom down.
I like that idea.
I'm firmly behind you. That. Yes.
Okay. So you have options. You can either just go there and figure out what you're going to do once you get there. Again, you also have the option of going to Greyhawk and getting documents from the embassy. You don't really find here in Celene that they have a lot of information about Ket. I mean, there's like histories and stuff, but there's no actual documents.
Admittedly, Greyhawk is not out of the way that much. I mean, that's not as the difference of heading to Greyhawk to get that information is certainly much different when you're standing in Parentland than when you're standing in Celene. So I'll put that out there.
Yeah, and it's not as far. It's definitely
And we
not
have
as.
friends.
Yeah.
We've got contacts. So
Yeah, you got contacts in the Crystal Citadel. You have the Hierophant of Heironious there as well in the Great Cathedral. There's a great turkey sandwich shop.
Provisions.
It is the stock up. So.
Yeah, you also had the Revo brothers. Super useful guys. Yeah,
and maybe we could find out what's the Ragnog, the barbarian.
Lothar. Ragnar.
It's all over the place.
No, I'm. Here's the problem: as I'm laying out stuff, I sometimes mix up the NPCs of my game with your game right now, because I'm compiling all those, and I'm like, "Damn it, is it Ragnar?" So, Lothar.
That's okay. That's cool. Okay. So,
yeah, I think maybe in the morning we should go there.
Where are we
and
going?
see.
Griffin.
Yeah, in the morning, go to Greyhawk, see what we can get there before heading to, what is that? Tusmit.
Yep.
To Summit.
Okay.
So I know
that's my belief.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, this sounds like a good plan. Alrighty. So you've done your, let's see, you finished with your, what was it? The spell. You're gonna do 8 hours of long rest, so that Kiffi can get his spell back, and then the next morning you all saddle back up on your griffins. Nope. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. Steph just sent me a text. Do you know who has the prime speaking spot before Donald Trump tonight?
Who?
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, jeez.
Really, dude?
Hulk Hogan is wearing a Trump shirt right now, and he's up there talking and leading up to Trump, because Trump will talk at 10 o'clock probably.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay.
Just don't take a drink every time he says bro.
Right. It's the drinking game. Yeah, the Hulk Hogan drinking game, where he says brother. He says brother.
Brian, and you got to add in time for Kelex's conjugal visit, because I know that's important.
Oh yeah.
I was spending time with Melda to talk to her about my adventures with the dragon. Come on. I'm a gentleman.
Sure.
So before we do leave, I want to make sure, and I'm sure they're probably already doing it, that both the Queen, Melda, and the youngest one will have 24/7 will have guards posted.
Gee, oddly enough, I'm going to go with you and ask that the head of the guard. Do we know who that is now?
Do you know the head of the guard?
Yeah.
Well,
I know Val's not here, but
yeah, Val is not here. They have not named a successor yet, but they will.
well, then who is his adjunct? Who is his second?
He would have went with him, so most likely there's a small security hole at this time. Let's see.
Run by
Hey, Kevin, here's your chance. You can, follow in your uncle's footsteps.
Huh?
All right.
Be a guard. Be a guard.
It's helping Russell on a beer hunt.
Guys, I'm going to get up when I get up. I'm going to talk with the current corporal who's guarding the gate and in charge of everything, and ask his assistance, and kind of sweep through the family residence, looking for anything out of order, looking for hidden doors, hidden traps, all that
I'll go
stuff.
with him. I'll go with him. Detect magic.
Okay.
As
And
necessary.
Timble, maybe we ought to have I can't remember the house wizard's name. Maybe ensure he puts glyphs where needed.
Yeah, it's that's Moore's Ivy. Yeah.
Moore's
Where's
Ivy.
Ivy? There you go. Thank you.
No, we could contact Moore's Ivy, but he might be having a conjugal visit with a druid somewhere. But
You're just
yeah, let's go find him.
You know, every time I hear his name, I think of a settlement on Tatooine.
I will say it's one of my favorite names that Brian has pulled out. Moore's Ivy, just it works, really does. It's a good name for
Yeah.
an old elf wizard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, let's. You want to? Well, we can go get him, and all of us traipse through and carefully look. It might be a little later in the morning before we leave, but it's up to you guys. But that's what I will do.
Our
before
timing has been
retiring.
Our timing has the sense of urgency has decreased significantly. So while there is still one, it's not as bad as it was. So
Well, we're not taking days, at least. We're simply looking at pushing a few hours while we make sure that there isn't an easy way in, which we'll probably miss anyway, but we're going to look.
And we can actually spend those hours looking for the documents in Ket and have a bigger chance in Greyhawk. I get that.
So let's get to it, I guess, if Moore's Ivy is up to it.
Okay, yeah. So you all spend, so you're gonna, I guess, cut into your long rest time doing all of this.
No, my long rest time is going to start, and then when I get up, I get up. So
okay,
I'm with him.
Okay,
I'm not. I don't think 4 or 5 hours later is going to be the hinge on which we perish.
Yeah,
we'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, Brian.
Are you sure? Can you be so certain?
No, but there's so many knives out there in the darkness aimed our way.
Oh, of course.
Care. At this point, it's like, please kill me. At least then I won't be the Chancellor Abyssal. I'll be good.
You just can't wait to be unyoked from that, huh?
If she had not put that yoke on me, things would be very different right now. But,
Hey, Kiffi, when do you get resurrect?
That's a 9th level spell. Or
really?
Yeah, that's like up there, ain't it?
I thought it was.
It's like the ultimate spell level.
Well, I think resurrect, because it has that option of changing what you're going to be. I thought it was lower since there was a randomness to it.
I was looking at that's like reincarnate, isn't it?
That's reincarnate.
That's the fun one.
Is that still a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good 5th level. I was looking at that today.
Oh, resurrection is a 7th level spell.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Brian.
It's considered
Around the corner.
It's considered necromancy. Holy crap!
2 more levels. I probably, I don't know. I have some reservations about using that, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, I don't know. I have advocated for using it in the past, so let's be consistent.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
So 2 more levels.
I'm sorry.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
We're at a 20-minute mark. I
Yeah.
suggest we discuss next game,
Oh,
get it wrapped
okay.
up, and then everybody think of 3 things they're going to do in Greyhawk, and they submit it to you. That way you're a little prepared for it. We can go from there.
Oh, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, that's fine.
Because here's what's going to happen: we're going to hit Greyhawk, and we're going to be in Greyhawk for 2 sessions. So
Are we going to Greyhawk?
Oh, yeah, you weren't here for that. We're going to go there and see if they have documents that we can do something with.
Everybody.
That's stupid.
Well, blame Timble.
Stupid?
Blame Timble.
Hey, in wizard school, did they teach you geography? Because I don't believe you understand how close we are. We are not in Perrinland now. It's just like an hour that way.
On Griffin.
On Griffin. Okay. All right. We're good.
No, we're walking.
To hell with that. It took us 4 days the last time.
And that was on
Okay. All right. So, yeah, if everybody can do that, that would be awesome. Just let me know exactly what you are planning on doing. Are we going to shoot for next Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, next Thursday it is. That sounds like a plan.
Tuesday or Thursday? That's the question.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
I think was it
Tuesday
like
has become a bad
Boy
day.
Scouts is Tuesday?
Yep. Tuesday has become a bad day.
We have to have a female leader at every meeting, and sometimes I have to be the female. Lord knows why I'm the adult in charge. but
Sometimes you
there
have to
go.
be the female, but you just
What-
change.
what-
You just change when you want to. No, I'm just kidding.
What if one of the other Boy Scout masters identifies as a female?
I was wondering about that. That's what popped into my head.
Why are you guys being so literal?
Have you
could
met
identify
us?
as-
These guys.
Have you just?
Video.
We've had too much current day. Sorry.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true.
I
Yeah.
live in a very sheltered, naive world. Leave me alone.
Yeah, reincarnate's only 5th level. That's pretty cool. But yeah,
Nice little druid, get that?
yeah, there's like a lot of options to turn people into things. I think I'd
Hey,
change a
think
few.
if you became a druid, you could turn everybody into a dwarf, maybe. You
Yeah.
would be alone.
Aw.
Well, my
For the
The
record,
one that I have
Hulk
rolled
Hogan
up.
ripped his shirt off on stage.
Say again.
Hulk Hogan ripped his shirt off on stage.
You're kidding me.
Of course they
And
did.
this is something new and different for him.
Well, that's different, I guess. Not really.
Yep,
Uh,
we are totally a serious nation.
I'm kind of down with it.
If you cannot handle humor, then you really can't handle anything.
True.
I'm just saying there's a time and place for those things.
And obviously the RNC is those times and places.
Right. It apparently is now a circus.
Well, it's not like that Hogan and Trump have not had a long-standing relationship.
Hey, I'm not getting into what goes on in their bedroom, man. That's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different
I
thing.
guess it's better than having all the paramedics on standby during the DNC. So, you know.
And all the ice cream trucks.
Oh, that too.
All right. So next Thursday, Brian, do you want to cap us at 1, 2, or 3 items that we can do in the city? You want us to rank choice them based on time?
Yeah.
What would help it?
Well, I mean, like how much time do you want to actually spend there?
Right. That's kind of thing. I'm thinking we're going to spend a day.
2 days.
No.
That's like
I'm
opening
thinking
a lot
at
of
most
places
we
going
spend the
another
rest of the day.
We have enough side quests as it is. We can't keep them straight.
Yeah, Kip doesn't want to stay there at all. He will probably get a sandwich and then let's leave. Once the thieves, artists have found out what they need to know, and then we can be on our way. I don't think we should linger there.
Okay.
All right.
So I could go to the church directly, talk to Hierophant, and see if they have any documentation you could use. Maybe Yarn could go to the Crystal Palace to talk to his wizardry friends.
Wizardy friends.
So we could kind of split up and then we meet back. There you go, Ed. We're going to split the party.
Well, that's a great question. Brian, here's a great. Let's wrap up the game and we'll talk about that logistics.
Okay. So everybody who's watching at home, thank you all very much for once again hanging out.
The Mystic Syndicate podcast is the creation of independent producer and host Brian Anderson. Our players are Ed as Sir Thomas Waverly, Mike G., Pav as Sir Kelex Zelenen, Melinda as Grenna Babbleboots, Russ as Járngrímur, Mike as Kiffi Blackhammer, and Glenn as Timble Snivenblaven. You can visit our podcast page at tmsyndicate.podbean.com. You can also leave a comment and subscribe to our X page at TMSYND. You can also watch our live shows on YouTube at www.youtube.com at the Mystic Syndicate 1473.